Subscribe to the channel, press the bell, and stay informed of everything that happens in the Super Bowl. Wisconsin football, 5 burning questions following the firing of Paul Chryst. Wisconsin football parted ways with head coach Paul Chryst in the midst of his 8th season at the helm. Many think the change was needed, but now the Badgers venture into somewhat uncharted waters. In those waters, you and many others likely have a lot of questions about what is next. Here are the ones that have been most on my mind. Was this solely Chris McIntosh's call, or were boosters pushing for change? Just last week, athletic director Chris McIntosh did not sound like he was going to make any rush decisions, and a week later Paul Chryst was out as head coach. If McIntosh thought this was the best move for the football program, I give him credit for making the decision, sticking to it, and executing it right away, but I wonder just how much other people were at play in making this decision. Obviously, boosters are always involved in these type of decisions, as buyouts are usually a huge piece of the puzzle that needs to be figured out, but I would have loved to be a fly on the wall to know if Chris McIntosh wanted to make this change or if he was guided to that direction by outside factors. I'd imagine it's probably a bit of both, but this is something I have been wondering about since the announcement Sunday night. Defensive coordinator Jim Leonhard has taken over as Wisconsin football's interim head coach, but is that interim tag just a placeholder? We will have to wait and see. To me, it feels like it is. Making this change this early in the season does allow Wisconsin to give Leonhard a trial run to see what he can do, but he isn't really set up for success at this juncture. Leonhard now has the tall task of managing a lot of different things outside of the X's and O's of coaching the defense. He'll now have to manage a locker room that is likely upset, a coaching staff that is a little uneasy, and the recruiting world, which will now bring a lot more questions from both commits and prospects. That's a tough thing to have to try and do, especially on an interim basis, while also winning games. It will be interesting to see what McIntosh's expectations are and whether Leonhard is already the guy, or if this gets to a true coaching carousel at some point. To me, I think Leonhard already has this all but locked up, but nothing would shock me at this point. Subscribe to the channel, comment, press the bell and stay on top of all the news about the NFL.